I am.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome to Parlour Tea. This is our seventh episode.
We think so.
Yeah. I'm Genevieve.
I'm John.
And John's hair looks very
red today, and I don't understand it. It's lighting.
Yes, it's the magic of lighting here.
Or maybe it's just left over from the rough time that we had for St. Patty's Day.
Yes, that might be
I'm a leprechaun.
I'm super excited for our guest tonight. My very dear friend Brenda from Gravestone Girls will be joining us. Some of you may remember we did a podcast together for, I think we made it almost a year. We did it once a month and we talked about all sorts of amazing cemeteries, but we'll get into that in a minute.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
We're going to get silly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Brenda and I get silly. So.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Good.
Hello, my friend.
Hi.
Just like old times.
Yeah,
we were panicking at the last minute, going, how does this thing work?
And we have some gravestones and cemeteries behind us too. So
excellent
with the theme.
Good job. Good job.
So would you mind telling everybody a little bit about you, please?
Oh, thank you for asking. In 45 minutes, you'll be sorry you asked. Oh, no, we're only 30 minutes. I'll keep it down. My name is Brenda. I am head gravestone girl of the Gravestone Girls. We are cemetery artists and historians. We do a bunch of different things. So we make, oh, look, shameless self-promotion already. We make sculpted art pieces,
cool.
direct faces of original colonial New England tombstones. I lead cemetery tours, so physical walks in the graveyard. I also do virtual tours where we build a PowerPoint presentation on cemetery art and history and symbolism. And we teach proper tombstone cleaning and gravestone rubbing processes. Our job is to keep our dead alive.
So aside from the fact that we absolutely love your work, we're also going to start featuring that here at the Parlour, hopefully very soon. I have a list of all my wish list items.
I got so many. So many.
Can you put them a little closer to your camera so we can really see them? Yes. Isn't that cool?
I could never figure out the angle. I'm always like,
That's okay. It makes it look spooky when it's off to the side.
So they are all made from the faces of the originals. So I live in New England. I live in Massachusetts, and we've got these goodies all over the landscape. Everybody has a hook on the back.
Nice.
To hang on the wall. We make magnets and coasters and all kinds of goodies. We make chocolate too. And everybody has a history tag. Tell you the name of the person, name and location of the graveyard, plus information about the symbols. The symbols are as important. The art is as important as the history. So we like to keep the two of them together. Our pieces come from tombstones from the late 1600s into the 1700s and a little bit beyond, but we are predominantly colonial New England tombstones. Oh, and damn it, I just forgot to bring something really good upstairs. So these are all to scale. Oh, wait, let's show you another one. So they're all to scale.
Oh, that one's really cool.
Yeah.
This is, why can't I get the angle of the dangle right?
That's good.
So, this is maybe 9 inches across and maybe 5.5, maybe 6 inches high. So that's the actual top of the stone. It's called the tympanum, where the art is contained. And damn it, do I have anything close? I don't. Since you and I were doing cemetery streaming, Genevieve, which we did for over a year, we managed to make it for more than 12 months. We did.
Oh, wow.
We kind of barely made it, but we definitely made it. I've harnessed the technology to take my big pieces and make them small, make them tiny. So, yeah. They're all sitting downstairs in the lab, but I have the ability to take, I do a lot of this work for family members and family genealogy societies and family reunion groups. You go to a family reunion if you are that kind of person where you can trace your lineage 12 generations and 2, 3, 400 of you get together for a family reunion periodically. You get a souvenir, right? You get a coffee mug, you get a pen, a pencil, a hat, you get a T-shirt. Yeah, well, I can give you the patriarch stone, and I can give it to you at about.
That's cool.
So
it's relatively new in our repertoire, but once we nailed it with the right people to help us with the technology, we've really just sped fast and far ahead with it.
Cool.
So I've heard about, this type of art.
Mm-hmm.
I know some friends of mine that I know, they would do the rubbings and so on. So, I have a bunch of questions for you because I'm intrigued.
Excellent.
So what made you decide that you wanted to do this type of, art?
I too started by doing tombstone rubbing. I live in Massachusetts. I grew up in Massachusetts. My grandfather died. Do I have to tell how old I am? I'm going to try not. I'm going to try not to put a number on that. But my grandfather died when I was 5 years old, and my grandmother came to live with us. So in the tradition of that generation, we were in the cemetery every week, planting the flowers, tending the lots, visiting. And my mother taught me to rub gravestones as a method to keep me occupied and out of her hair while they were doing the work that needed to be done. Mm-hmm. And years go by, I've got all of these tombstone rubbings. I've got all these 2-dimension pieces of paper with this beautiful artwork on it. And I'm also now out of college with an art history and restoration education. So I wanted 3 dimensions. I wanted to be able to bring some of my friends home with me. And I tell everybody, I know it would be frowned upon to take them from the cemetery so that I could take my friends home with me. And so I developed a process that I could safely take into the cemetery and actually make contact with the stones to collect the imagery off the base of them. This is one of our newest ones, and she's really, really beautiful.
That's nice.
The date
that one for sale?
It's so brand new. This is the first one I've made, and I'm making Mark. Okay, I see you making a list over there.
No, I went and hit her with my knee.
So whacking me under the table over here.
Oh, carry this one in the store. This is the very first one that we've made. It's a large one. It's probably around 14 by 10 or so. Wow. But it dates to 1688. So we have a tremendous amount of that kind of stuff, late 1600s and into the 1700s. We have a tremendous amount of it on the landscape in the Northeast in general. All right, Rick, go shopping. GravestoneGirls.com.
That's my other half.
That's
making me aware that I'm already shopping.
Excellent. So we have this stuff all over the landscape. You're really hard pressed in the Northeast to go into a town and not find these spaces. But that being said, hello, Jillian. Oh my God, so long since I've seen you. It's that being said, honestly, I don't know where Keyport is in relation to the only part I've been in New Jersey. I've been in Northeast New Jersey. I think you're a little south of that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But I was actually surprised. One year, Gravestone Camp was in we were at Monmouth University, so we were up in that Northeast New Jersey area, and 2 days of camp is bus trips, and we went out to a number of churchyards and then other cemeteries. But in your churchyards, I was really quite surprised to find just how old your stuff was, and how very common, it was around us. So if we could do something about me driving through New York and New Jersey, I'd come down a lot more often.
We can get you the map.
You could stay here. I have a bunch of places that I
Around
know.
all that bullshit that is the
Yeah.
New Jersey
We
Turnpike.
can just have a sleepover at the parlor.
Right. So with all of this being said, which I think is really great that you do these recreations of these pieces that are near and dear to people's hearts, because either they're family members or historically they love that piece, that character, or that engraving. I love the fact that you put it on the back, the historical side piece of it, because it really elevates the actual art, but also teaches you something about it. So what is your favorite cemetery to go?
Oh, I get asked that all the time. It's like asking
Wait.
who my favorite cat was.
But wait, that was like the subject of every single cemetery streaming that we did. We would go, this is my favorite one.
Oh, yeah.
This is my favorite
Right.
one.
That's totally true. What's
Yeah.
your favorite one? The last one I was in.
Yes. So
Yeah,
go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're absolutely right. It's a totally good point, because I always get asked. And when we were doing the cemetery streaming podcast, every month the episode was about a particular location or a particular symbolic theme or historic people or whatever. And I'm hard pressed to go anywhere in a cemetery and go, oh yeah, I don't like this one. Yeah. I can tell you that I've been in so many of my locals in the Northeast. I've been all over the United States. I've been to Asia. I've been across Europe. And everyone I walk in, I'm like, hey, where's the box of Kleenex? And where's the extra 10 batteries for the camera? Because I'm going to blow all of these up taking pictures. I love my colonials here in the Northeast. Spain, and there's a good handful of them up in northern Italy that I have not gone to. Milan and Genoa are on my list. Scotland on the list. And honestly, shamefully, as a Gravestone girl, I gotta say, I have not been to Highgate in London, like almost all good travelers are supposed to do.
Yeah, I need to get there. That's been on we've talked about that before. That's on the list.
The plan, the one international trip I think I've got planned this year is to go to Oaxaca in Mexico to go to the Day of the Dead.
Oh.
I got 3 other crazy Gravestone girls, friends from the Association for Gravestone Studies, that were like, hey, want to go to Mexico for the Day of the Dead? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. And
you need to be on live at the same time.
Yeah, you'll have to Zoom us in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The thing about those kind of places in Puerto Rico, in Mexico, I don't know for certain whether they actually do it if you go farther down into Central America or South America. The idea of decorating the cemetery and being there in the night on the 31st when that veil is the thinnest, to visit with those spirits and have your picnics and honor your family and eat the food and light the candles. And I can't wait to see it.
So
I can't wait to see it.
You had said that you were from Massachusetts, and I don't know. I only met you one other time. I don't know if Genevieve ever told you. My favorite place, and I go all the time, every year, is Salem.
Of course. Even the rest of the world, you must go in October.
I do.
Did we never meet? That would be surprising if we hadn't met. I mean, if you'd been out shopping at the market, either on Essex Street or later on.
Do you go to the balls?
John shops.
I want to go to the balls. I'm always working.
Well, I'm at the Witches Ball and the Hawthorne Ball.
I know
I've
a
been
number of
going.
people that go every year, and it sounds like magic.
Yeah, it's a great experience because, we've made a lot of friends that
Sure.
are there,
Yep, that makes
and
total sense.
we really engross ourselves with all of them. So it's like our Christmas. So we
Yes,
have a
yes.
big dinner after the balls, and everybody get gifts, and it's like
Oh, gifts.
we have a really good
That's
time.
fabulous.
And we love the little people around. Like now they've spread it out. Like they were on Essex and they were by Town Hall, and then
Yep.
they were in the middle of the right next to the Hawthorne, the big
Yep, on the common.
park.
That
Yep,
is where you
which
find
is
me
great. I
typically.
love the fact that
Typically.
people get an opportunity to showcase their art in
Yeah.
those type of venues. But have you done things in Salem cemeteries?
In the cemetery. So the Charter Street Burial Ground
Mm-hmm.
dates to, I believe, 1626, 28, 1630. I mean, really, who's counting? They in the last maybe 5 years or so, they've come into a lot of money through a number of grants to clean it up, do restoration, put pathways in. They have a small house that was gifted to them by the Peabody Essex Museum that is now the visitor center. This is an interpretive center. And if you go into their end of that interpretive center where the gift shop is, you will find Gravestone Girls goods for sale. We also sell at the Witch House in Salem, and we also sell at the House of Seven Gables.
Okay.
And most years, I would say last year, no. This year, maybe some. We are typically, I am the only fool out there for 46 hours on a weekend. Out there on the common with my full 10 by 10 setup, selling gravestones and dealing with the public and talking.
So you'll be there in October?
I will for some of the dates. They run a market out there every Saturday and Sunday. It's hard to be a vendor up there in that time of year. The load in and load out is tough, as well as it's just really long days. So last year I kind of took the off ramp, and I went to Pittsburgh for the Allentown night market on the first weekend. The second weekend I was in Philadelphia at the Mount Moriah Cemetery. They had a market in the cemetery. The third weekend I was in Salem downtown on the Common as part of Haunted Happenings. And then the fourth weekend I was still in Salem, but at a different market. It was the Salem Night Fair.
Yeah, at the village.
At Pioneer Village. That was the first time I had done it. The Murray brothers had invited me any number of times, and I hadn't been able to go because I was previously committed. And after 22, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to shake it up. I keep getting invited and I keep saying no. And that was unbelievable magic. Unbelievable. If I'm asked to describe the Salem Night Fair, I would call it like a goth Renaissance fair.
Oh, that's the best.
It's like a Renaissance fair. You know, if you're up here in New England and you go to King Richard's Fair, it's like that. But it's all creepy, monstery characters running around, and there's music and food and booze and vendors and performers, and it is ethereal. It's a Friday, Saturday. So it's Friday night, 5 to 10, Friday and Saturday night, 5 to 10. So very civilized hours, a little less time than when I'm out on the Common in Salem.
And there's no sun.
Shake it up. Huh?
There's no sun. That's even better.
Right. It's in the dark. That's when everybody comes out. I don't know what their head count is, but in 5 hours, they must put several thousand people through the gate.
Yeah.
Easily.
Unfortunately, the way that it falls is that Friday we're at a witch's ball, and then Saturday we're at the Hawthorne ball.
Right,
But
at
we
the
don't get
Hawthorne.
a chance to go to that, which we do want to, but it just falls in a time frame that we already
You
bought
can't
tickets.
go early? You can't go at that 5 o'clock hour and like 5, 7?
You should see the costume. This
Oh,
one's
there's
in
a lot of
costume.
prep. Got you.
I start getting dressed at 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, I don't even start getting dressed at 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's a lot. I don't even go to dinner with my friends that night. I have the makeup artist come, and I just say, do it.
Oh, I need to see pictures of that. I need to see.
I'll send you some.
Right. So I have the opposite problem. I have to be there too early, and I get out early. So I can't get ready to go, the ball. We're probably out of there on the Friday night. We close at 10, and you just kind of pack up your stuff and put down your tent and kind of take whatever you need and walk away. And then I don't have to be back Sunday and Saturday. I don't have to be back until like 3 to set up and be ready for 5. Oh, it's so civilized.
It sounds civilized.
There's a lot more night markets than there used to be.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot, which is good.
It's as profitable, if not more, in that condensed amount of time because, like you said, Genevieve, it's at night. It's in the dark. Everybody's like, oh, I'm awake. It's fine. Let's go out and play.
Well, yeah, I mean, people don't realize, like, people who like all of this genre of that gothic, dark, creepy, they're like,
we don't want to be in
we don't want to be in the sun.
They're not up in the morning.
We just want to end up going out and
they're not up in the morning.
If the store was open at 10 o'clock, they'd be there. Trust me.
Yeah. Maybe
we should open at 10 o'clock. Yeah. But,
when I do gravestone posts on Instagram, I do them at night. I do them at like 10, 11, 12, somewhere in the middle of the night before I go to bed because everybody's up. The Facebook people, I do it a little bit earlier. I do it in the middle of the day because they're awake and they're working or whatever. But the Instagram kids, they're still in bed until like noon. Don't talk to them. Right. Don't talk to them any earlier than that.
So with you started off doing the rubbings and then you did these castings. Mm-hmm. Have you gone to do these things and seen anything? Felt anything in this type of an environment? Because people don't understand, and I guess we all get it, because I think that if you could see beauty in the light, you could see beauty in the darkness, and whatever the darkness has, it's beautiful. So I always thought cemeteries were beautiful. It's a final resting place of where you're putting your remains, but I always wondered if people like yourself felt or seen anything.
I'm just like Fox Mulder, to use an X-Files reference.
It's like the third X-Files reference we've heard lately.
Right. For those of us old enough for that. I'm getting so old that people are like, the X what? I know it's in reruns somewhere. I'm just like Fox Mulder. I want to believe. Just give me some proof. And honestly, I've had one super weird thing happen. But most of the time it's the humans. When you're like, oh my God, what was that? What kind of creepy dead thing coming out of the ground is that after me? Oh no, it's just the guys getting it on over behind the tree. Okay.
The guys.
The guys, the girls, the squirrels, whatever. I had one experience once in Topsfield, so North Shore, Massachusetts, out by the ocean. And I'm in the center of town because these spaces are typically in the center of town because they're so old. They're part of the original setup of the original towns. And I'm working and I'm taking pictures and I'm looking at stuff and I'm reading and I'm interpreting and I'm doing research for a program that I was going to do for the library. So it was very town centric. And And I kept going. Because there should be somebody, it feels like there's somebody right here behind me. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Every day
Yeah.
here.
And I was like, and I try not to freak myself out. I travel alone a lot. So I got to be paying attention and be on my game and all of that. And here I am going, what the fuck is happening? Who is watching? Is there anybody looking out at me from the trees at the tree line? Is there anybody looking at me from the, is there a murder of crows over there going, hey lady, we're coming for you? Nothing. And it was, everybody knows that feeling when you feel like you're being looked at. And there felt like there was a crowd behind me, but there was nothing. But I will never forget it. But most of the time when my ears prick up and I hear footsteps or voices or something, it is the living, and they're in there just as much as anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And they're there to do all the things that I've done in the cemetery. Look at the art, look at the birds.
It's peaceful there.
A smooch, whatever. I've done a lot of stuff in the cemetery. So,
well, I mean, it is peaceful, and I don't mean to be really weird about it, because everybody's like, well, there's no one to, but it is a peaceful.
You're not alone. You're not alone.
Yeah, definitely not alone. There's a whole word for it. There's like a whole.
I think it's tranquil.
Right. I couldn't make a living at this if people weren't interested in the cemetery.
Yeah.
I consistently make and sell a lot of pieces. I do a lot of commission work for people that trace their ancestry to this part of the country, and they live in Georgia or Texas or Minnesota or Chicago or Illinois or whatever. Because they want, when I do those private commission pieces, or I do pieces for those family reunions, they want a tangible piece of their family history. They live 500, 1,000, 3,000 miles away, and they just can't get there. So they might ask me to make a replica, or they might send me out and say, I've got my great-great-grandmother made a map of this cemetery. Could you please go out and tell me, is it right? Is it still there? What does it look like today? Can you take pictures of it for me? Can you remap it? Can you tell me if it needs to be repaired? Can you tell me if it needs cleaning? Can you tell me if it needs care? Because even though I'm way over here, I'm willing to participate to continue to take care of that plot that might be 200-300 years old.
That's why it's one of the reasons I love Find a Grave. findagrave.com, because you can contribute to that. Have you been
Absolutely.
on that? Oh, it's really cool. You can look up a bunch of different, you can look up your ancestors, you can look up all different cemeteries.
Oh, that's nice.
And it'll tell you where people are buried. You can contribute to it. You can leave notes.
Yeah, it's completely crowdsourced. It's amazing. My one caveat with Find a Grave is that the information isn't always accurate.
That's true.
It's a data point for sure.
Yeah.
It is a good data point, but just like anything else, it is not the ultimate piece of information. But it is completely crowdsourced. It's run by a company in California. And they've been around, I bet they're close to 30 years now. I don't even remember how they got started. Probably super small and then just grew. But they built a platform where anybody can go and take pictures of gravestones and upload them and create. Their goal is to create a nationwide database. And every time I say this, I go, oh my God, I got to check my facts. It's at least nationwide, if not all of North America, but at least the United States. And it's to create this crowdsourced database of information so that you can, if you're looking for somebody, you could just go in and type in what you know, names, dates, locations, and because there's so much data in there, you can have a very small piece of information and see what you can get out of it, or you can have a lot of information and see what your return is. There's another one like that called Billion Graves, and it's the same idea, but their goal is to build a database of every single gravestone in every single cemetery all over the world. So, not grandiose at all, no small undertaking.
I love it because I think one of their taglines is something like everyone deserves a memorial.
Yes.
Or something like that. And I just love that.
Yeah. It's really, even if there's, even if there's the smallest monument or even the smallest inscription on, whether it's a columbarium or a wall, a memorial wall or something like that, it doesn't have to be an individual gravestone. It is a way of putting that data in a giant, easily accessible repository. And I know people that's all they do. That, hey, it's Saturday. I'm going to go photograph this entire cemetery and post it on Find a Grave. So they just go click, 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 and then they upload all of that and they fill in the data to help broaden the information available in that database.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
So,
it's cool.
What is your favorite piece that you've ever done?
I was going to ask that too.
Again, it's like, what's your favorite cat? So I gotta say, so these are wing skulls, right?
I love those.
We have these all over the place in New England. They're one of the earliest forms of cemetery symbolism that comes into play the last quarter of the 1600s and into the 1700s. So it's a winged soul. It's called the Death's Head, and they're all going to be different. So I love him because he's a damn cute, but you know what? They're all pretty cute. I gotta say, so my new one, I'm gonna repeat. This guy.
Yeah.
I know the one that I want.
Just magnificent.
He's just super unusual because he's got these guys here on each side. These are Death's imps.
Mm-hmm.
Straighten them out a little bit. And this way, I got little darts.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know my left from my right, and particularly if I'm in reverse. But they've got those little darts. And what they're doing is they are stabbing that winged skull. And those little Death's imps, they are Death's helpers. And what all of this imagery is a message from the dead to the living for the time period about mortality and morality. So basically this says the perils of sin, the cost of sin in this world, if you don't repent, is going to be taken out on your immortal soul by going to hell in the next world.
Common recurring theme.
Right? And it's exactly a common recurring theme. It was all about that puritanical finger wag. Dude, mind your P's and Q's. You're going to hell. You're going to hell. You're going to hell. In a very religious, very superstitious, really following the Bible to the letter. And it was really, I call it a scared straight program. I mean, you got.
I love that one too.
Not just the winged skull, but you got a set of crossbones, you got a set of toe pins or coffins, and you got an hourglass in the middle. Just in case you didn't get it the first time, here's all the rest of them. Warning, warning, warning. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson. And so they are over and over and over. They all look different based on the carver, but they all mean the same thing. I gotta say, he's a favorite. He's a favorite with everybody.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So he's got a little wing. He's got a little scythe up there. He's a little worse for the wear. He's missing a hand. His arm is broken. He's missing his feet. So he's actually on the stone like that. Mm-hmm. So these are wings. Because he's actually underneath on the stone. He's underneath Yeah, don't ever ask me to drive anywhere. He's underneath a wing sole, so the
Okay.
wings of the sole are over that. And I just wanted him. And I thought he was really cute. And I thought he was really unusual because he totally is.
He is.
Nobody looked at him when I had him like this. And as soon as I put him
That way.
this way, they were like, oh my God, he's so cute. We need to take him home. I said, okay, I will make you some.
Yeah.
So
I think they're awesome. I really do.
No, they all mean the same thing. All of those skulls, every one of those skulls and those skeletons that I have used as my props this evening, they all mean the same thing, but they look different based on the execution of the carver, and that's what makes it so entertaining and so much fun. You just don't know what you're going to run into when you go out in the field.
So what is your largest piece that you've done?
Oh, did I bring them? I did. Oh, yeah, and I forgot they were here. So this is a favorite that everybody wants. And
I know this one.
I thought you would. I brought this up just for you. I was supposed to have my shit together and have them unpacked beforehand. This is a super famous stone and super, super unusual.
Yeah.
I want one.
Yeah, everybody does. So I got
That's pretty cool.
I got 8 wing soles up there. You see the bats down at the bottom?
Yes.
Very unusual. This is the only stone I know of with bats on it. And then I got an Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail.
No.
The skeleton in the middle with the crown of victory, the side behind him, the sun and the moon in the hands. He's got garments on like robes of victory, robes of glory. Super, super unusual.
That's beautiful.
Stone. We have nothing else like this. There is nothing else like this I know of.
That's beautiful.
Almost looks like a tarot card.
It does.
It would be. Yeah, it would be a great
It'd be
tarot,
really
though.
cool tarot. Ooh.
Got a tremendous amount of messages on it. And sometimes I do the tipping them off the really large stones. And I love these two. I am the only one that loves these two.
Oh, I like that. That's beautiful.
I mean, this guy's huge. He's probably about 22 by 14.
That is
or
beautiful.
So my other gravestone girl, Melissa, was like, this is too creepy. They're too weird. She doesn't like their kidney ears.
There's almost something Sphinx-like about them.
Well, I was thinking,
isn't it? That's why I like them.
Yeah.
Ears.
See what is it? See a Sphinx, kiss a Sphinx.
Right. See a
But they look like, from a distance, they look like ears.
Yeah.
Those are their ears.
No, I mean the whole thing looked like a big ear,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty cool too.
So what this is, I can do it without dropping them.
No, don't drop them.
That way, this way. So it took me a long time to figure out what was going on here. This is another image that I do not see anywhere else. So what I think I have is I've got one life here, and then that column is the divider, and then the other side. So I think it's this world looking into the next world. That's how I intend to interpret that. But I have made this. This is me. I don't know. I've never sold one of these. Actually, this is the first one that I've made, and I drag them around all over the place to the Oddities and Curiosities Expos, and nobody takes them home. And I'm like, okay, you're too weird. You can just come and live with me. I just keep it for myself. It's fine. It's fine.
Wow.
John wants one.
I would want one.
I've heard you say you want every one of them I've put up here. So
Yes.
that's good. That's
do.
good. Yeah, I don't know. They're just
I
different.
think they look very Grecian in a way too.
They do. They do.
Yeah, they do
have
look
color
Grecian.
Yeah.
because
I
of that
thought it was someone
neoclassical
looking at
color.
themselves. I got that, like in a mirror.
And they're late too. They are 1775.
Wow.
So they're actually quite. I mean, they're not late for what they are. They're definitely different for what they are. And this is also a local carving family whose name just slipped out of my head, which I always forget. The Park family. The Park family is from central Massachusetts, and they carved for at least 4 generations.
Wow.
So this is probably 3rd generation, and he's just being, they did what they wanted to do. Some of them were independent, some of them worked for others, some of them were apprentices and then became masters. If you want to do what you want to do, or somebody's going to pay you, or you make, I think with some of these, so you make a blank, you make the whole stone, and then it's just sitting there all decorated, and somebody comes in and says, I want that one, and I'll pay, and then you paid a letter, and which is very often how that happened. Maybe that's why there's only one of these. Maybe he sat on it for as long as I did, and nobody bought it. So,
or maybe the other ones didn't make it.
Maybe it was waiting for me.
Yeah.
Maybe it was waiting for them.
And Susanna Jane here, that one with the winged skull. I'm sorry, the one with the bats.
Yes.
So she's got a great story that she died. She was about 50 years old. And this stone was made by her 16-year-old cousin, who goes on to become a very well-known and very prolific Boston gravestone cutter, but he never does anything like this again. Wow. So I have to really give this a lot of thought and go, well, how come? Gravestone cutters, just like any other artists of the day, whatever's popular, everybody copies everybody else. You have apprentices working under masters and then going off and doing their own styles. So I've always been trying to figure out why these are the only bats.
Maybe love it.
So the idea, if you look at it, angels up here, man in his mortality in the middle, and then the bats are the underworld. So what you did here determined whether you went up to the angels or down to the underworld. So everybody copies each other, and we see Ouroboros, we see skeletons and all kinds of stuff like that. But I never see bats again. And I always wonder, is that like a bridge too far? What is that? Everybody was like, we can't put that very, very literal hell symbol on stone. I don't know. And again, this is late as well. This is also 1775 or 1776. So it isn't like we're so early and we're so puritanical that we just can't be that literal, because they were nothing but literal. I don't know. But those are a couple of the biggest pieces. And certainly now that I have the ability to make them smaller, I can work with whatever I want.
Are you shopping?
I was trying to see if I could find her. I was trying to find her.
It's a live shop-a-thon. I love it.
Can you just tell us your, first off, I find it fascinating. I think it's great. I love the art of it. I think it's beautiful and creepy, all in the same.
Beautiful and creepy art.
Yeah,
kind of the same
thing. But can you let us know, like, are you going to be anywhere anytime soon that people can come and see you? What's your website so people can make a purchase? Because Genevieve didn't do it.
We can do all of that.
I'm a slacker.
She slacked on this.
That's okay. I wasn't ready either. Is that actually right side up? Oh my God,
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Oh no, it's not. It's backwards. No, it's not. It's backwards. All right. So gravestonegirls.com is the website.
I'm making
this. Up on that lamp. Do not break that lamp. Now you have to get on screen. That's Mikey. He wants to know when cocktail hour is going to restart. So gravestonegirls.com. Oh, there she goes. There she goes. She's on it. Facebook and Instagram, also Gravestone Girls. It's still a little slow right now. We'll be picking up locally next month, April and May. I got on the road outside of New England in June, back to Pittsburgh for the Allentown Night Market, not in Allentown, Pennsylvania, but in Pittsburgh. We will be, Gravestone Camp is in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia this year. So
wow.
I'll go for Atlanta. July, I will be in Detroit. August, first week of the month, Buffalo. Then
Oh my God.
Virginia and Richmond. So second weekend, Richmond's, third weekend, Philly, fourth weekend.
Okay, wait, let's back up for a second, because when you go to Richmond, you have to drive down Route 95.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I hate 95.
All right. Well, I was gonna say that's how you get to Keyport.
I might try, but so when we get into September, you know that it's Laurel Hill Cemetery.
Laurel Hill, yes.
So the Saturday after Labor Day, which I think this year is the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go home, and then I go out to Michigan again, and then October back to first weekend, Philly in Mount Moriah, second weekend, Allentown and Pittsburgh. Third weekend, I'm actually going to be home. And then the fourth weekend is the Salem Night Fair. And then November, I start to go back a little closer to home, but I'm in a lot of places. And a lot of those road trips that are taking me to other states, like Buffalo and Richmond and that kind of stuff, that's the Oddities and Curiosities Expo. Right. There's an Oddities and Curiosity Expo for the first time in the Northeast this year. So they've been around since, I think they started in 2017 as a traveling Oddities and Curiosities Expo. And they've added new states and new cities every year. They've never come any closer than Buffalo. So I'm always about 5.5 to 6 hours away from the closest expo. But this year, for the first time, they're doing an expo in June. It's just before I go away to camp. So it must be the third weekend in June. And it's, they have usually about 100 vendors. They have, they often do aerial stuff, where you put the hooks in and you fly around. They've got a freak show. They usually have a hearse show. They do a lot of stuff other than just the art vendors. They have taxidermy classes. Yeah, they're great. And they get anywhere 15, 20, 25,000 people in through a weekend.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's mayhem.
Very cool.
So you're vending at that?
I am. So Detroit, one of the Pittsburghs, one of the Phillies, Richmond, and I'm leaving two of them out.
Salem.
Rhode Island and Buffalo. Somewhere. It's on
Will that be on your website?
It will be. I haven't posted everything yet. This reminds me, I need to give the web mistress the Oddities Expos, because I'm definitely in on those, but it's pretty much, I like to go in and out of the same events every year because they're just so much fun. I mean, it's a stupid amount of time on the road, but
you get to see new cemeteries when you go out on the road, right?
I do. And I get to vend in them. So, not just Laurel Hill in Philadelphia, but in South Philly at the Mount Moriah Cemetery as well. And I'm hoping to leave a little bit of time for myself to go into Mount Vernon Cemetery, the one that's abandoned and being cleaned up by the Friends group across the street from Laurel Hill, because I've been trying to get around to scaling the wall to get in there for years, and I just haven't had the time. So,
yeah, we circled around that when we went to Laurel Hill. We couldn't really find a good spot.
Oh, it's as beautiful as Laurel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely as beautiful as Laurel Hill. It's probably a little smaller, but it's very contemporary to Laurel Hill, and it's full of fantastic 19th century monuments that They've just been, the owner just was like, yep, screw it, lock the gates, see you later. And basically let it return to nature. So a group of concerned citizens got together and pressured the city to pressure the owner to give it up, because they ended up taking a legal route, and basically the city said, you're a nuisance property and we're going to start fining you unless you clean the place up. And that's what really pressured him to finally give it up. And he's small, so.
Yeah, they did that in Jersey City too. There's a cemetery in Jersey City that they now bring goats in.
Yeah.
Clean it up.
Yep. Yeah, that's all the rage nowadays. It's really great. You gotta as the goat herder, you gotta keep an eye on them so they're not climbing all over the stones and stuff. But
they do
munch up all of that stuff.
I'd imagine that the little goats are probably better than the weed whackers.
Oh yeah, I would say if you keep them off the stones, yeah, because they're gonna mountain climb everything. Yeah. But if you keep them off the stones, they're absolutely better than the weed whackers. Absolutely. And they probably work faster.
And they're so cute.
And they're so cute.
They are.
Goat yoga and goat cleanup in the cemetery at the same time. I have seen goat yoga. Yes. I haven't seen it in the cemetery, but it's only a matter of time.
I mean, we could do that.
We need a goat.
We need a few goats.
Yes.
Rent them.
We need.
That's what they're doing in the cemeteries. They're renting They're renting goats from farmers that are renting their goats out to do that kind of cleanup.
So when they do that, we get the babies. We just go and take them.
Yes, that's how that works. We'll just take all the babies.
Yeah, just take all the babies.
Uncle John and Aunt Genevieve taking the babies.
Little pipe going. Around like this, and it'll be fun. They do
that little hop.
Yeah. So,
hi, Rachel.
Yes, hi, Rachel. Is there anything else that we want to ask her? I know that we said
we could talk for days and days.
Oh yeah, she and I are famous.
No, I think that it's very interesting. I actually think that it would be great to carry some of your things in here so people could see how wonderful.
I'd be honored. You would be my first New Jersey.
Yes.
Spread the word.
I just did a glance.
The gospel of the Gravestone Girls.
And 3 of the pieces you showed are not there. But just saying.
No, you're right. Well, I wanted to show some things that were either up and coming or super exclusive.
Well, that means if they're super exclusive, that means we have to have them.
John needs to have things in case you didn't catch on. John needs
when you gave me the private video tour of the shop, I kind of understood John's.
Yes, I have a problem. Yes, we all know. I have 2 storage units. I have 2 car garage, and I have 2 sheds full.
Woo! Now you can come up today and go to Brimfield.
This is
and
all.
We have the stuff here.
You just keep going.
Yeah, I get it. I don't have as much. Well, I have a lot. I will say I don't have extraneous storage units, but yeah, I got stuff.
Yeah.
When people find out that you like this stuff, they're like, "Here, take this weird shit. I don't know what to do with this."
Definitely.
Do you need that memorial jewelry? Do you need that hair jewelry? Did you need a skull? Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, we just got a weird thing.
Yeah, we just got someone had said to us that I'm not touching it. There was a old yes, I saw the first step is admitting. I've been admitting it and I don't care.
He flaunts it.
I don't care. We just got someone reach out to us. Yes, thousands of pieces of jewelry. Shut up, Rachel.
I'll be down. That I will get off at 95 for. Or I will drive 95 for that.
For what?
Jewelry.
Oh, jewelry. I have 55 tubs full of jewelry. They're drag jewelry.
I will come help you with your problem.
I'm not little. I'm talking totes.
Oh, I didn't think shoe
I have
boxes.
a problem. I know.
40-gallon.
Started it all.
Rachel did start it.
Want to build
So
snowman?
somebody were you going to say that somebody gave you crowd?
Someone gave us a haunted item.
Yeah.
And we had an investigator do this. It's a mirror. It's a haunted mirror of an individual.
Yeah, like they sought us out to give
Yeah,
this
they sought
item
us
to
out,
us.
which was kind of funny.
Wow.
But it's here. And it's available for purchase. If you'd like something haunted in your house.
Yeah, we have a few
Yeah.
different haunted items.
Yeah, we
too,
have a few
so-
other on that are my pieces that I have that I got
But
from
this-
my other
this
place.
mirror
But this
is
one
beautiful.
it's
And you're letting
very
it
good
go.
too.
That's
What?
surprising.
Well,
I'm not picking it up.
John doesn't want to touch it. I'm not feeling anything from it, but apparently there was some really bad things that happened around the mirror. So
Yeah, so we're just playing it as it goes right now. It is probably a very like a Victorian.
I don't know how old it is, but it's pretty.
It's pretty. She's like, I want to see it.
It was at a restaurant, and everyone that sat at the table that it was under would either get into fights, they'd be nasty with the waitress or the waiter. They would there was a lot of conflict around it. So
The only things that we know.
Popular place in the house to sit and drink and then harass the staff.
yeah.
Well, the only thing that we knew about the background of this was that it was at a boarding school in boarding house
Yeah.
in Long Branch. The person was OD'd, and
So it's a relatively recent
yeah,
haunting. It's not
Yeah.
an old Victorian. It's not like your typical.
yeah. It's not like they were just like they lost their husband and they just wanted to end it all. It is an older piece, but they did it, and then I guess they died, and their spirit went into the mirror and was told by the restaurant owner that they tried to release the spirit from the mirror and they can't. And they said to return it back to its place of where they got it from.
So my thought just on that real quick is that we're really pro ghost here. So my plan is to make friends with this spirit so that I have my own Casper.
Of course, that is your
That's
plan.
my plan. I think that's
You know,
a nice plan. We welcome the ghosts. I think John's like, she can hear you. I'm like, I know. That's how you make friends. You tell them you want to be friends with them.
But the first thing that we did say was that, can we get her to be released? Like I would want someone to feel like happy with
Yeah.
their
we don't want someone.
we don't want them to be miserable.
Unwillingly here.
But unfortunately, if it is true that we cannot let her out of that,
Then we make friends.
then we make friends.
Yeah,
Julia
that
said,
sounds like a good plan.
yeah, she just got,
Rachel says great plan.
Oh, but before that, she said something else.
I posted that up before.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. Anyway,
Yeah.
Rachel's been calling me an asshole all day. I
I
don't
saw
know.
that.
I don't
Well, I just saw it once. I didn't see it all day.
know. But I think that that was what our initial thing was to do. But of course, if she is going to stay with us, we would make friends with her.
Absolutely.
I mean,
this is a beautiful place to call home. So
Right, it's not a bad location.
no,
Yeah.
Absolutely a good location to be.
we just need
If you
people to
crowd somewhere and
show.
spending eternity, you might as well
yeah, I plan on
spend it
hanging
there
out.
with good people.
Well, we usually do.
Yeah, we do. That's pretty much all we do is hang
Yeah.
out here.
Talk to each other, look at videos, laugh. But yeah, I think it was very interesting that somebody did that. So maybe it'll spark something else. But
We'll see.
but is there any other questions that you have?
No, I think we've got everything, right?
We're putting together a list of what we want.
Excellent.
I already have
Excellent.
the
Pitch
whole-
me now before it gets mayhem.
Yes.
I want
Yes.
those 3 pieces. So.
John
Okay.
wants the largest, most expensive, and the most obscure
It'll match my
pieces.
earrings, right, Rachel?
You can have them on your ears.
I have huge earrings. Oh yeah, she wants to see a drag.
Yeah.
on.
So, anything else? Any final words that you have for everybody?
No, it's really good to be back with you.
Yes.
I was very privileged to get a private video tour a week or two ago, and we were talking about getting ready to do this tonight. So it's very impressive what you guys are doing. And honestly, just this whole thing with the purple background and all of the Victorian people that come flying through.
We're making that. That's our brand.
That's our brand. Yeah, purple everywhere.
Yeah, because my husband has a background. He's actually was born and raised in Plymouth, Massachusetts.
Always, everybody traces there.
Yep, but he was there and went to BU, and then ended up getting a background in marketing and advertising, which has been a large portion of his life and career, which led us to another place and then led us to us meeting and then here. But since you say you want to see the drag, where do I put it?
Right, that's the camera.
Oh, that's the camera.
The camera there.
Wow! No wonder you start getting ready at 3 o'clock.
That's yeah. Yeah, stuff like.
Wow. Magnificent.
It takes a long time to come up with the idea to get it executed right, and sometimes it's a major fail, sometimes it's not.
I doubt it's a major fail. If you're gonna go that far, I doubt that fails.
Yeah.
When you come to Salem, do you know Brandon the shapeshifter?
Oh yes, I know. I know him.
So that was the first thing I thought of is his costuming is just so amazing. I don't even know how to think like that to build anything like what he's doing or what you just showed.
Yeah, Brandon is a friend of ours. He his major thing is that, which he tries to steer away from, but it makes his most money because he does do in the streets.
Right.
He does it. He does his
yes, he does.
It is great. It is awesome.
And it is everything he's done has been so believable. He did the Black Queen.
Yep.
I can't remember her name, but yeah, with the glowing orb on the end of the scepter.
Oh, his genie was phenomenal.
Unbelievable. And he does so many different characters.
He does. He's creative. He's also a writer. He wrote and self-published his own books of Southern Gothic.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's really very good, and he's really very creative. And I like to. Oh yeah, we could. Brandon, I think is a great person. I met him in Salem, and we've been friends.
That's how I know him, because he was always out on the street, always walking through while everybody was out vending. He's always there, and he's always got a trail of people following in homage.
Yeah, he's great. I really do like him very much. So
yeah, he'd be a great guest for you guys.
He would. I could ask him too. So anyway.
So we went over.
We went over.
We went even over.
Imagine that.
We knew that was going to happen.
So,
thank you, Brenda, so much for.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be back. Good to see you. It's so great to work with you today, John.
Yes, it was very nice to do that too. I look forward to having your pieces here.
Filling the shop. Thousands and thousands.
If we can find space to fill the shop.
That's really what I thought when you were giving me the video tour. I'm thinking,
oh, there's space.
They'll figure it out.
You're going to open up that back room too.
Yeah, we have a whole back room.
We have a whole back room.
Yeah.
We're going to just put Danny behind a curtain, and
he'll be fine. He'll be like the wizard.
He'll be like the Wizard of Oz back there.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
It's just hard not to love all the stuff that comes through here.
I think we love it a little too much, and we want to keep it in some way.
No. Everything is for sale, people. Come.
Everything's for sale.
Well, that was another way of doing things, and I think we changed that perception of people because everybody came through here, and it was such a pristine thing, and it was just a vision of what we wanted it to look like. But then everybody's like, "Do we have to buy a ticket?" Or
we should have tickets.
We had more
That would've
people.
Yeah,
That's a really great idea.
yeah.
But you know, people really liked it, and well, that's why I'm always like, everything's for sale, so don't just ask.
Yeah. Everything's got a price.
Everything's got a price. That's it.
Including my phone.
Even
You
any
can buy
one of
my
us. So
we've all got a price.
yes.
But
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thanks,
you very
guys.
much.
So good to see you. Thanks for having me tonight.
Yes, thank you.
We'll be in touch. We got
Yes.
lots of stuff.
Now I'm ready.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye, guys.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
Good night. Is she gonna stay on? We're going.
We're leaving. Bye.
Oh, okay. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week as we left. We'll see you next week on Parlor Tea, 7:30. Thank you. You guys have a great night. Thank you for your time.
Bye.
Bye.